Okay, hi everybody. It's Giselle running Prof G, as you know me. Um, and it's been a little while since I posted my video. And so I thought I'd catch you up on everything. So, first off is I did it. I signed up. So my first Ironman will be Ironman 70.3 in Memphis. I thought about going to someplace really exotic and stuff, but well, for reasons I'll explain later, I think it's just going to be easier to do it at home logistically. Swimming is a big fear for me, and so there are groups that'll be open water swimming in the lake where the Ironman takes place. It's not the prettiest lake, it's kind of typical lake water in the south, so it's clean, but it's not crystal clear or things like you would see in some of the European lakes. But logistically, getting my bike over to Europe, the travel, with work, I couldn't be there for a couple weeks in advance, so you're getting there. It just seemed like it would be a lot to deal with on my first Ironman. So I am excited. It's in October. I think it's October the 7th, I believe. And so I have plenty of time to train, plenty of time to get unscared of open water swimming, I hope. Um, I'm real excited. So I ordered the Ironman backpack because now I feel like I'm kind of on my way to earning it. I will say this thing was expensive. Um, there was a discount, I forget what, if you bought it when you're signing up for the race. And I thought, man, I don't know, because Team Zoot um, has a very nice backpack, well, kit, holder for the thing. So those will be coming out at the beginning of March. I'll make a big video showing all the stuff I got. I went a little crazy because I'm really excited about being on Team Zoot, which I love, and I'll do a video about that in a few days. Um, but this is a really high quality backpack, especially for triathlon. So let me show you a little bit of this before we get on to the other stuff that's been going on. So you have two holders that'll keep everything closed. You can fit your bike helmet in here if you want, or dirty shoes. It could work for a lot of things. But inside is the really cool part. So I'm not sure if you can see this very well because it's black, but it has three separate sections. So each section, this first section, can be divided into two pieces. So there's a top piece and a bottom piece, each separate, that can fit a lot because it's very thick. You have a nice separated section where you could put in, say, your running gear. Here maybe some of your other gear. You have a wet bag for your swimsuit. And then you have another storage compartment behind. And it lays down when you unzip it. Now I can't get this all in the camera. But when you unzip it, it lays completely flat. So you can have all your things for the triathlon organized in this one bag. It's a great backpack too, but that seems like that's going to be really useful, not only for a newbie like me, but for experienced triathletes. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be asking some of the more experienced people, how do I lay this out so I don't spend 20 minutes in transition trying to get from one sport to the next. So anyway, I'm very excited about my Ironman registration. Nervous too, but now I have a focus. Now it's not just like I'm training for something sometime. I'm training for the Ironman in Memphis, so that's good, and I'm excited about that. So along those lines, I figured I gotta get on a training schedule. Now I've mentioned before I had some issues. I've been a marathon runner for many years, but in recent years I've gone through sort of injury after injury after injury, and I had a shot in my foot for neuroma that hit a nerve, and I didn't find out it was an inflamed nerve, not really the neuroma, until I had an MRI. So I've been working with a lady who does structural integration, Marie Chu, in Memphis, actually in Germantown, in the Lindsay group. And she has done wonders for relieving the pain in my foot, even though it's nerve pain. And technically, Rolfing doesn't work on that, but it does because there's a lot of muscles get involved in that. And I won't lie, it's not fun. It's very painful when you have the work done on it. But my pain level went from about a 10 on every single step on my left foot to some days it's better than others, but like today it was probably a 1. I was just, I'm thrilled. Okay, so that's amazing, and I'm gonna try another uh, new therapy tomorrow. I'll let you know how that goes. I forget the name of it, but it's some sort of electrical stimulation that helps to repair nerve damage, or supposedly will. We will see. Um, but it's very non-invasive, so I'm willing to try most things that aren't invasive. Because something, it's like I think that in sort of alternative type medicine, some things work for some people and some things don't. But that's like some antibiotics work for some people and some for the next person it doesn't. So you got to give it a try if it's not dangerous. Um, all you can waste is maybe a little bit of your extra spending money. Okay, so I knew I had to get the neuroma fixed. I knew I had something going on in my hips. And it's hard to train for something super long. Like I should mention the Memphis is a 70.3. I'm going to do a half Ironman before I do a full. You can't train for something really long like that if you're already injured. So I knew I had to get those fixed. The foot is doing much better now. I'm to the point where I can run again, and so that's a huge hurdle to get over. But I also knew there was something sort of off with my biomechanics. Now I've been running for a long time, and I've done 80 something marathons, and I didn't start running marathons till I was 37. So that's a lot packed in to a few years in your life. Is one way to look at it. The other way to look at it is I haven't been running since my 20s, so I didn't put the wear and tear on my body that some people have. So glass half empty, glass half full. I don't know. But what I decided to do on that is one of my current coaches is had a training camp in San Diego, a triathlon training camp, and I went. It was a lot of fun. And there's always a lot of different lectures and site visits. And so one of the things to do was to go to a place called Rehab United in San Diego. And they have many out there, and I believe they opened one in Seattle, I think, too. But they're trained in a different kind of physical therapy, and I wish I could remember the name, but I don't. There's only like 100 people in the United States that know this kind of physical therapy. And so we could have assessments there. So I did. And the guy, I think, gave me some hip exercises. He thought that basically everything is coming from my hip dysfunction. And I've had PT exercises countless times in the past. 99% of the time, they don't really help anything. It's just something to do while you're hoping whatever injury you have goes away. But this I've been trying to do faithfully, not every day, like they said. I mean, it takes about 25, 30 minutes. It doesn't take a lot of time, but I don't have that kind of time every single day, plus train. So I've been doing it every other day, and I can honestly say it's been just a month and about 3 days, and the difference in my hips is amazing. And just the difference in my walking and running, and I don't know how to describe it other than I feel like my old self again. Whatever issues were causing from the tightness in the hips seems to have resolved with those exercises. So Rehab United, you can look them up. Steve Watson was the guy that worked with me, and I'll be in touch with him and Zooming with him to get updates on the exercises after the rehab and what's next step in keeping myself healthy. I can't recommend him more either. They were great. It's really made an enormous change. And so that was a big thing. So the setback was at that training camp on the last day on a bike ride where in like 19 miles we had climbed almost 3,500 feet, which is a lot of more than I've ever done in my life on a bike. Um, I'm from New Orleans. I live in Memphis. Yeah, I don't have access to mountains like that. It was in the mountains outside of San Diego. So anyway, I took a spill on a climb. It was kind of silly and it was almost in slow motion, but I was trying to click out and I couldn't quick enough and I fell over and bruised the tibia bone. Thankfully, I did not hurt my knee. Bruised the tibia bone, and so couldn't run for another, definitely couldn't run at all for a week. After a week, it was really painful. I only managed 2 runs. And now, then I had a race in this winter off-road series that I was doing in Memphis. And I missed one of the races to go to the training camp. So if I really wanted to have a chance at all to win senior masters, I had to run the race, injured or not. So I ran the 8K on a, let's say I should not have been running. Anyway, I managed to pull out a win, but I had to get an ice pack after it. And again, several days of no running at all. But I'm happy to report that almost 3 weeks to the day, it seems like the pain is gone. And I just have to ice it a little bit after a run and it seems fine. And there's no more pain with walking. And so kind of dodged a bullet on that one. That was a silly injury. But I guess that's going to happen. Okay, another interesting thing that I did at the training camp was I went to a place called Swim Labs in, I believe it was in Encinitas, which is a suburb of San Diego. And that was incredibly interesting too. There are probably other places like this around the country. I just don't know them. Where they have, I think they're called endless pools. So it's like a giant hot tub, but it has a current. And they have it set up with a mirror underneath and a video camera in front. And you swim and they can show the coach is there and he videos you and he can show you exactly what you're doing wrong and exactly how to fix it. And it was the most productive assessment of any kind I've ever had. It was amazing. I learned, and in a few small corrections, they can clock the speed of the current, so by the speed of the current, they can clock how quickly you would be swimming 100 meters. I knocked like 16 seconds off my 100 meters because I was now. One reason I can do that is because I'm really slow in swimming and because I was doing things so drastically wrong and I had no idea. For example, no one ever explained to me that when you swim, you come into your body. I was basically windmilling my arms, which caused my legs to do all kind of crazy things. So if you're having trouble swimming like me and you just can feel you were inefficient, seek out a place like Swim Labs. I'm sure there are more in the country than just that one, and get an assessment, and then you know what to work on. Okay, so that's another update. Then I guess another big update I will tell you about is you may have seen, if you're looking at triathlon, you may have seen ads on Facebook and other places and Instagram about something called TriDot. So TriDot is a computerized program that uses your data analytics and artificial intelligence, and you can also work with a coach if you want, to give you a program that's customized for you and changes as your ability changes. And there are these startup projects where you can apply, and I think they probably accept most anybody. And so I was accepted, and you get 2 months free. There are different levels you can do, but you get 2 months free at the Mark Allen level. He's the big pro that is behind this. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, a computerized program. Yeah, those are no good. But many years ago, when I knew nothing about running, and I did a few marathons, and then I decided, oh, I'm kind of close to qualifying for Boston. Like on my third marathon, I ran a 3:53, which isn't that great, but I was in my 40s at the time, and I needed a 3:40 to qualify for Boston. So I had gone from like 4:20 for my first marathon, where I basically never run past 11 miles. Then I went to 4:07, and then I dropped the 3:53 in at the Pittsburgh Marathon, just sort of out of the blue on a really hilly marathon. It just was a good day. So then I started thinking about Boston. Well, how do I train? I didn't know any coaches, and this was uh, this was in 1999. So the internet wasn't real big then, and I used a computerized program. I remember I bought it from Roadrunner Sports called Runmaster, and you would put in your recent race times, and it would spit you out a calendar of what to do, and I followed it, and I went from 3:53 to 3:40 between May and October of the same year of 1999. So that was just amazing. I was the most shocked person ever. Uh, and that was a computer program that just spit it out, and that was it. There was no like constantly monitoring what you were doing and updating. TriDot constantly monitors all your workouts are uploaded from your watch or whatever device you use, your Garmin Edge or whatever, and then it keeps track of your fitness and how you're doing, and how you're scored against what you were supposed to hit. Um, so the 2 months free are almost coming to an end, and I think I'm going to stick with this program. I love my other coach, but I keep getting hurt. I keep getting injured because it's sort of too much training all the time, no matter how much I try to calm it down. And TriDot seems like I'm training less, but I feel good, and I can see myself already improving in just a little bit, even with the injury time I had. Um, and so I'm working. I think I'm going to work with a coach with TriDot and try that for my triathlon training. Because to be honest, as a senior athlete, you got to be careful. We don't train the same way that somebody who's 30 trains. Well, you can train like that for a little while, but you're probably going to end up hurt. And that's what kept happening to me. I just kept I'd do better, and then I'd get injured again because it was too much. You just do need more recovery as you get older. That's a fact. I haven't been running all that many years because I didn't start until my late 30s. But I'm 64 now, and so yeah, I've been running not quite, but getting closer to 30 years. So that's a long time. That's a lot of wear and tear, and things change. Um, so I'm excited about that. In fact, before I made this video, today was pretty here. It was in the 70s, even though it's February. And I decided, yeah, I'm going to do the brick workout outside today because I don't ride outside when it's real cold. When it's real cold, I'm on I have a Neo 2T trainer, and I use Zwift, which is great. And so I went outside and did that, and then did the run after, and just felt amazing, which is unusual. Um, uh, I was really thrilled about that. Usually I'm just wiped out after I would do some of the old bike workouts that I was scheduled to do. So one of my recommendations would be to give TriDot a try. That sounds silly, but no, it's really, if you can do it for free for 2 months, try it out. If you like it, great. If you don't, you didn't really lose anything. So, okay, what's some of the other things that have been going on? Let's see. The being on Team Zoo is just really a lot of fun. There are some team meetings, and we're waiting for the team uniforms to come out, and there are regional training camps. And here in Memphis, I'm in an unusual position because in Team Zoo, the team you're on is decided by the state you live in. So most of you know Tennessee's like a hugely long, skinny state, and Memphis is at this end of the state. And Tennessee is in Team Zoot Mid Atlantic, which is all the states along this coast. So I'm really far from the races and the people in the Mid Atlantic. Um, from here to the farthest corner of Tennessee is a 9 hour drive. That's a long, long time away. Whereas if you live in Mississippi, you're in Team Zoot Southeast or Louisiana, and from my house to Mississippi, I can run there. It's about 5 miles away, the borderline. So um, I'm almost in Team Zoot Southeast, but not officially. And actually, if Arkansas is in Central Plains, and to drive to art well, actually there's a bike trail from my house that starts a few miles from my house, and you can ride your bike to Arkansas. It's not that long. I mean, it's not 100 miles or anything. It's about 30 miles one way. um, so I'm in one Team Zoo, but I'm really close to two others. But both the Southeast and the Mid Atlantic are very active, and the Mid Atlantic is really my home. But Team Zoo Southeast is having a training camp in late March, and I'm going to that one in Florida. So I'm really excited about that. Scared. Hopefully I'll get some open water swimming there. Although they're starting in the dark, uh, and maybe I'll swim by the shore because I'm just not a very confident swimmer yet. Um, so I've got that training camp coming up in late March, and then I have also signed up for a couple of short triathlons just to kind of get in the swing of things. In April, I will go to Tupelo. There's a sprint triathlon with a pool swim. That's a good way to ease into it. Okay. And then there's another triathlon in Burns, Tennessee, that I'm thinking of doing, a sprint. And then there's a Memphis in May. And then I think after that, I'll take a little break and really focus on the distance and getting ready for the distance. So that's kind of the game plan for the training. And in this TriDot, you input all your races, and it figures that into your training. So we will see how I'm doing. I know I'm telling you a lot about me, but what I'm hoping is that if you're out there and watching these videos and would like to do triathlon but are scared, or you say, well, I'm a terrible swimmer, or I'm not that good at cycling. Yeah, join my club. I'm not that good at cycling, and I'm not that good at swimming. And right now I feel like I'm a beginner starting over with running because I've lost a lot of my speed. I've got to work all that back up when you're out for off and on for months like I've been lately. You really lose a lot of your speed. Well, I lose my speed. Maybe some of you don't, but so I'm working on getting that back. And but I'm having a lot of fun. It's a new adventure in life. I love running, and I still love running races, but I just felt like I needed something different. I needed a different challenge. Um, I always watched the Ironman races and thought, wow, that is amazing, and how can you do all three sports and hang in there? And the people who do it look so fit, and they actually look like they're having so much fun. And I just thought, if I don't do it now, I'm never going to switch. And there's really a lot of people I've noticed both in Team Suit and at the training camp that I went to. There's a lot of people who are 50s, 60s, 70s, and either just getting into the sport or are heavy into the sport. And you can do this for a long, long time. Maybe your speed will slow down, but if you just take the right attitude of being happy to be out there, grateful that you can do something, um, and do the best that you can do. Um, you get a lot of joy out of doing it. And so I'm just having a lot of fun, and especially now that I'm feeling better. It's important to feel good. If you have aches and pains, try to find a solution. Try some different things that you might not be used to, that you think maybe this won't work, and maybe you will waste some money. But I look at it as being healthy and being able to be active is the most important thing I have in my life. So if I have to sacrifice a few other things, okay, that's the way it goes. But so that's my update. We have 3 upcoming sprint triathlons. The um, the Ironman 70.3 coming up. New coaching system, working with the new coach, Jared Kaminsky, who's actually a swim coach, but he's also a triathlon coach. But and going to start swimming, I believe, in mid-April. The swimming starts in the open water in Memphis, so that's when I'll really be tested. Okay, so that's the update for now. I will let you know how training is going in another week or so. And as soon as I get the Team Zoot kit, I'm going to show you all the stuff. I'm so excited. I can't wait to get it. The colors are amazing. So I'm thrilled to be a member of Team Zoot. Can't wait to wear their colors. Wearing some Zoot stuff right now. And not just plugging it for this, but Team Zoot is, Zoot Sports in general, their clothes are the best. I mean, really, they are fabulous for running. I love 2 brands now. I am addicted to 2 brands, Zoot and Rabbit. Rabbit makes great clothes. If you're a runner, the Rabbit Smash 'em shorts, they have all the built-in things in the belt. You can put your iPhone in the back. You can put, I don't know if you can put a Max. I mean, the regular size iPhones can go in there. You can put all your goos in there, no separate belts, nothing all that. We used to have the shorts that would hang off the back, and so when you run in a marathon, all the gels are bouncing behind you. Yeah, that doesn't happen. Everything stays put, and it doesn't move. And even some of the other ones that don't have quite as many pockets, the Smash-Ems have a ton of pockets, but there's some other ones that have, I can't think of the names, but if you look on the Rabbit website, you'll see them. They have little pockets on this, just 2 on the side and a zipper in the back. Amazing shorts, amazing shirts, just amazingly comfortable, even for just everyday wear. So I don't know, I should be a brand ambassador for some of these, but I'm not getting any money for any of these things. I'll tell you what I like, and you might enjoy the same things. You might want to try it. So, okay. So I guess I'll mention one last thing. Another thing that we were introduced to on Team Zoot that I absolutely love it's called Day One water. They make 3 flavors: grapefruit, lime, and lemon. And they sell some other stuff, but I haven't tried their other things. And it's CBD infused water. I'm not sure that the CBD is strong enough to do any good, but the water flavors are fabulous, and it's the best tasting sparkling water that I've ever tried, and I've tried a lot of them, and I like a lot of them, but I love that. So you might be interested in trying that. You can look them up on the web too. Okay, this is getting long, so I'm going to say goodbye for now, and look for my next video when the Team Zoot stuff arrives. But also, let me know in the comments if you're training for something, what you like, what are your training secrets? I need help too. What are your swimming secrets? Please let me know all of those, especially how to get over fear in the water. And if you're training for something, let us know. We can all cheer together. Okay, you can look me up on Facebook and Instagram too. Okay, that's it for now. See you. Happy training, everybody.